Hey Warframe folk, today in Warframe we're going over Inaros, the new Inaros, King of the Sand. Let's take a look at first all of Inaros' new updated abilities, then we will quickly test him out on some enemies. I'll show off my very casual build I have thrown on, because yeah, I could still use some work, let's be real, most builds can, and then we'll take a look at Inaros running solo steel path. First and foremost, Inaros is passive. It's actually pretty good. When Inaros takes lethal damage, he entombs himself in a sarcophagus and incarnates as sand to attack enemies, draining their life force to revive himself. It's pretty good because generally you just can't die at this point. So what happens is it turns you into sand Inaros and you just punch enemies and then revive. Works really well as long as there's some enemies nearby. You don't have to kill them or anything, you just have to punch them. So I think it essentially now makes Inaros invincible, but I haven't played him enough yet to fully test out the limits of just messing around like that. Next up, you have Desiccation. Blast enemies with a wave of cursed sand, blinds them, and steals their health. You can see the stats overall, right? Does some damage. The lifesteal's the important one, and a little bit of blind is also, of course, nice. I do have a augment mod on it, meaning I throw Desiccation at them, I use a finisher on them, it summons a sand cavat, and it spreads some scarab swarm. My fourth ability, right? My second ability is Sandstorm. AoE attack, heals up, and brings enemies towards you with a little bit of slash damage. You can cancel it early if you want to get out, so you don't have to go through the full duration, just hit the ability again. I have reduced duration, so it's only 2.9 seconds anyways, so it's pretty good. I don't mind it, I like it. Next you have Scarab Shell. So this is a nice ability overall. It's just a buff, gives you armor, makes it so that the enemies can't really do statuses to you, activates to form armor, drains your health, right? Activate again to stop the formation early. So it doesn't really matter, you don't have to fully buff up, but whatever. Protective Layer reduces incoming damage and absorbs status effects. So yeah, you're just a big tank, right? Like I said. Scarab Swarm is nice as well. Summon a Scarab Swarm to attack enemies with guaranteed corrosion status. So you have now built-in corrosive. Awesome. Damage scales with Inaros health, so more health, more damage, but it builds a little bit with strength as well, as you can see. And then enemies killed while immersed in a swarm summon a swarm cavat that fights alongside Inaros and guides the scarabs to other enemies, which my Desiccation mod makes it so I can spawn two more little scarab swarm cavats, and if I finisher enemies, it also spawns one, so it's cool. They do pretty good damage, run around, it's nice, okay? You get a lot of general corrosion spread with your Desiccation Scarab Swarm combo, so would recommend overall, and I would say I like Inaros. The general tips is this: the more Inaros dies, the more hits on enemies are required to revive him. Staying alive will reduce that number over time. So as long as you're not chain dying, you are invincible essentially. But if you get knocked down so much, you'll eventually just cap out and die, right? When down, find an enemy that can survive multiple hits to revive Inaros quickly. Yeah, it's pretty easy on Steel Path. Attacks from Inaros Swarm Cavats contribute to his revival progress. Nice. Cast Desiccation while enemies are facing Inaros to blind them, then use a melee finisher to regain health. And that also ties in with the mod I'll show you after. Sandstorm is a great way to get out of desperate situations, healing Inaros, making him invulnerable while active. Oh yeah, no, it also makes him invulnerable. Didn't even bring that up, I forgot about that. Sandstorm is just a rolling guard invulnerability state, so use that. Sandstorm can be ended early by casting it a second time. Each status effect absorbed by Scarab Shell drains 5% of the charged armor. Okay, rebuilding this protection by recasting the ability. So you do have to recast your third ability here and there. And finally, regain health consumed by Scarab Shell by casting Sandstorm on a large group of enemies or finishers enabled by Desiccation. Yeah, anything works, okay? You'll absolutely smash through the enemies pretty easily as Inaros. And if there was one ability I would swap out on him, it would probably be between Sandstorm and Desiccation, but I like both of them, so I now wouldn't want to swap anything out with a Helminth, because I like Inaros' complete kit overall. Can you swap stuff out to make him stronger? Sure, screw it. You can add more damage over Sandstorm. Fuck it, say Roar, right? Roar over Desiccation. Zata's Whisper, Nourish, the three go-tos in my mind at this point, but anything works fine, right? You could even throw on your frickin' Eclipse, get that nice DR on, so you could be even tankier. Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want. Inaros is a god, okay? An absolute sand god. So let me show how the abilities work quickly. This will be pretty simple. So first off, you have Desiccation, blinds them, right? Now I can use finishers, so they're dead, and I get a little, oh no, now they'll die. God. That was my bad. I needed to properly kill them. So does it swarm? Yeah, you get the little sand cavat, and then that's cool. So your first ability is not something I take serious. I'm not gonna like chain finisher a ton of enemies, but hey, it works if it works, right? But I mainly have it so that I can throw on the fourth ability, Scarab Swarm. That's doing the actual damage, right? That's spreading everything, and that's gonna kill the enemies, spawning up all of these cavats. So yeah, now I can have 2 more sand cavats. Not anything super serious, but it gets the job done. So while you use your second ability, you are, as you can now see, invulnerable. You do slash damage, bring them all into the center now, so it makes it easier to do shit like that. If you want to like slowly hit them, blind them all at once, or you can just sand swarm them, right? Easy. Your third ability is just you use your health, you gain a ton of armor, and you gain status and vulnerability. So it's a good kit. Like, it's a basic, strong, good kit, but it's better than it was before. You can gain health, armor, all that, gain your buffs. So it's a lot nicer than back in the day where you had to play Inaros and just kind of deal with how annoying he would be. Now you can have proper abilities. You can cast them. You can go out of your way to try and kill a ton of enemies. You can go bang, smash them, right? They're losing all of their armor and then going into health. So yeah, it seems to work really well, and I'm definitely liking the new Inaros. If I throw on, okay, let's see how he does against. Let's do Arid Butchers. See if they're any stronger. If I throw on all Xmas enemies, they'll probably like survive through it. I think these butchers will still die, but I don't know. Swap away all of their armor, right? This finisher will kill him once you debuff them a bit, and you can just see how everything is just chaotic. You Scarab Swarm, it spreads around, and it kills them all still. Now, if I finally spawn the Xmas, okay, I'll see if the Xmas units just survive everything. I can't remember, honestly, but that's okay, because this is Warframe, everybody. Right, look at that. The Xmas units, they all have Overguard, so the CC won't work on them, but it still does some slash. But the nice part is that it reduces all of their armor, right? So you get a lot of armor reduction, and then it's just easier to do damage to enemies. It's not like Inaros' base kit does a ton of damage, so you have to keep that in mind. It's nice, but it's not the strongest it could possibly be. Might also want some more duration because of the fourth ability coming off so fast, so yeah, like I said, I don't have my final build yet. I'm more messing around. And I'll probably swap out some mods right now because, yeah, I'm just deciding. Haven't fully figured out Inaros Prime fully, but I do have Transient Fortitude on, and if anything, maybe I would want to swap that out with something like Prime Continuity so that my Scarab Swarm lasts a lot longer and spreads to enemies more. So, yeah, while I had that on, I'm just gonna say F it. I don't want to have any negatives. I don't want more efficiency, but meh. Like I said, I'm still very wishy-washy and jumping around on what I want on my Inaros Prime. So this is the general build. Corrosive Projection, full Umbral set for armor and health, and then, you know, Intensify, Strength, still good. Now I'm going to have Continuity on just so I can spread stuff more, because, yeah, I had it negative. I wasn't fully feeling it. I have Adaptation. I don't think you need Adaptation, but I have it on now, for now, just to reduce damage a little bit. You can swap this out for whatever you want, a different type of defensive thing. If you want more health, more armor, go for it. I've Carnus Carapace on purely for the armor and health. I'm just kind of messing around on that. You can swap that out pretty easily too, but I have it on for now. I have Stretch just because a little bit of range is nice. And again, Desiccation's Curse, mainly so that I can have more Cavats, but you can also finish your enemies and spawn Cavats, so it's not that bad. You have some nice general augments. One is Negation Armor, another Invincibility State, so you could probably straight up like take off Adaptation and just throw on Negation Armor, but I'm just keeping it this way for now. It gives you invulnerability, consumes your Scarab armor to fully like heal yourself, so I think this would probably beat out Adaptation. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm going to keep it like this for now, but I might swap it around later on. And I might also swap out something like Carnus Carapace for... I could just do like Yeet primed, was it primed Vigor for more health? Or look around for more other general health ones? Like, I don't know, Gladiator's Resolve doesn't seem worth it enough, right? I have Carnus Carapace, but yeah, I could do Naira's Hatred. That one wouldn't be terrible or anything, right? I've never bothered using it much before, but there's a lot of general, like Saxum's Carapace, right? Yeah, might be a good one as well. Jugulus Carapace might be a good one as well. So there's a lot of things you can do. I'm just kind of wishy-washy right now, but that's my general build. I have 1 Armor Shard, 1 Energy Max Shard, both Tau Forged. I have 2 of the Corrosion Shards so I can fully corrode enemies. And then I have a Violet Archon Shard just for some health, well, mainly energy pickup, but this one I was like, I'm just gonna throw this on because I have it. Could easily just throw on more armor or anything else if you want, so don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too seriously. Like always, build what you feel like using for the Warframe you like, and then go from there. Just use my builds as like what I like and how I play the game. I've noticed a lot of people are weird about builds or like brain dead or just very odd, not understanding that people have different play styles sometimes or something like that. So that's why I always like to say, just build whatever the fuck you want, use your brain, you know, swap things out that you'd like for other things. The arcanes I have on were just like health and energy, or sorry, health and armor restore ones. So yeah, if you were wondering about that, but that's how I like to play Inaros. I just use him as a very casual, big old health tank. So let's yeet him into some general steel path. I could do survival. I could do, I don't know, we could do a quick exterminate. I think I'll just do a quick survival just so he can show off his defensiveness, because that's all that really matters with Inaros, is just showing off like, oh hey, you can't kill him. You will not be able to kill him. He is too strong. Not happening. I'm like, is there a... I could run one of the survivals here, right? No, there's not a survival, sorry, exterminate. But as always, let me just yeet myself to the void quickly. Throw it on steel path, already is. Yeah. And I just want to show off how easily Inaros can just kind of do nothing and kill everything. He's great, okay? He's a much better Warframe than he was before. At least he has some active abilities you will probably want to use now, opposed to last time where it's like, I mean, his abilities did stuff. It's just like, who cares, I guess? Yeah, they were around. Now all the enemies will spawn, and yeah, we'll chill in this room. So, as you can see, they're doing damage, they're shooting me, etc., etc. I will throw on my full Scarab armor, and it still reduces, like, slash damage, so that's why I have adaptation on. My Kavat's gonna die, but that's fine. Between my general health, armor, survivability, you're usually okay, but big attacks like that bomb, yeah, that'll still knock you out. So you can always throw down your 2, just fully heal off that. All the enemies will be here, you can do stuff like that, right? Finishers, do whatever you feel like doing. And then it starts spreading even more, so that's why it's, you know, it's nice to have your second ability. You can just straight up throw your 4th ability out. As you can see, the enemies are kind of goofy, so their AI just gets a little dumb as they all just run around here. But you can always just bring in a ton of enemies, drop them here, Scarab Swarm them like that, and then just kill them. The thing about Inaros is his abilities are not his like main damage. They're good at like shredding and debuffing the enemies, but like Inaros' abilities are not sick damage, yo. They're good like sick debuffs, so the way I imagine generally play him is you bring enemies in, they're already debuffing, they're building off each other's debuffs, right? You do shit like that, you finish 1 or 2 off, they're spreading the debuffs, and then you just kill them all anyways. He's a pretty chill Warframe, all things considered now. And it's just so hard to die, so we'll just stand here and see if the enemies can kill me quickly. And I will just stand here and wait. There's an Eximus unit, so maybe they'll be able to kill me. If not, maybe one of the Steel Path Acolytes might spawn up and kill me. There's still some Swarm Kavats flying around and everything because of my like increased duration now, so yeah, not bad. But as you can see, regularly just running Steel Path, it's really hard to die as Inaros. That's kind of the whole point of his kit, to be fair. It's just hard to die. And it seems to work well. And you can always just do this if you really care. Spawn more Kavots, right? Just watch them decrease each other's armor. It's just too hard to die. So most likely I should wait until an Acolyte comes over and then try to kill them. But hey. Or like let them kill me. Because Acolytes will most likely still be able to kill you somewhat easily. That's just kind of how the game works. Sometimes you're caught off guard and you get one tap by something. But because you're Inaros, you'll be able to quickly re-heal. So if I swap to a gun again, this way I can take all my damage. And I'll just stand here. And we'll just chill, right? We'll talk about your boy Inaros as we stand around, taking like a good general chunk of damage. But you just can't kill him, right? Like that's just kind of how he works. You just cannot kill him. This is Inaros. This is just how he works. So, yeah. You see in the top right, my Arcane Grace popped again. I think I have Arcane Grace and maybe like Arcane Reaper on. So like melee gives me more armor, something like that. I just don't have the most defensive augment mods, and I haven't built up most of the defensive mods here and there, so yeah. I mean, everyone's still trying to knock me down. It's not really working too easily. I think we will legitimately have to wait for an Acolyte to spawn up. Because yeah, that's kind of Inaros' shtick. Spreads his little scarab armor around. Enemies take their little bits of damage, right? They take their corrosion. And then some of my little swarm kitties spawn up. It's a pretty good overall kit. It kind of reminds me of Saren in the sense that you're kind of like a toxic Warframe now. You're an invincible, can't die, corrosive, toxic type spreading Warframe. Like you're spreading corrosive, right? Not toxin, but corrosive is toxic, you know, kind of idea. So you're a little more similar to Saren than you used to be, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, you're pretty invincible. You're gonna stand in the middle of everybody. And they can try to kill you. They might be able to. We'll see. You don't really have to activate your abilities. Things will slowly spread. Like you see my little amount of scarab damage over there. The scarabs kind of just keep spreading, so it works well. Yeah, and then your Arcane Grace pops, and then enemies can't kill you. That's just kind of how it goes. So, Inaros is strong, very good for general Steel Path gameplay. I imagine at a certain point you'll level out and enemies will be able to kill you a lot easier. The bomb grenades still do a fuck ton of damage though, so... I mean, if you catch a bunch of grenades, you could die. If you take a punch of % health damage all at once, you could totally die still. But other than that, yeah, you just can't really die. It's really hard, as you can see. That's kind of the whole point of Inaros. I don't know if you got that from this little demonstration. Because then the cats just spawn more enemies into each other. Or like spawn more swarm onto the enemies onto each other. And then everyone's just dying here. And it's just turned into chaos. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's get your boy, little Acolyte, spawned up on me. This, the life support's gonna run out. Finally. And I just want to see if that Acolyte can, like, knock me. I'm a-okay if the mission, like, fails out and I don't care. I'll just, like, leave. But I just want to see if the Acolyte will be able to knock me easily. It's only an angst. It's not, like, Shadow Stalkers over here. Ha ha ha. But I think I'm good. Angst isn't really one-shotting at all. Angst is just being angsty. And I'm waiting for my life support to run out, but the small amounts of corrosive scarab swarm that spreads around in the Kavots are actually still killing the enemies. Yeah, I survived the whole 5 minutes, so I just have to get to the end. I'll let them kill me though. I won't recast my third ability. I'll let them kill me quickly because I just want to show off how the general passive of Inaros goes. Damn, dude, they keep knocking me. There we go. So you turn into a sand U, and you see how my Kavots are fighting them? Yeah, I can also just punch them, and then, boom, you revive. And it just gets easier as the more, like, enemies you hit and kill and everything. And if you keep getting knocked down over and over and over again, the game will get mad at you. And then you'll probably end up just not reviving, right? So, yeah, that's Steel Path, Inaros Prime, and all of the new Inaros goodness. So Let me know what you think of Inaros. Let me know what your general build is, but this is my casual build for now. It seems to work, and Inaros is still pretty damn invincible, so I'm having no problems. But yeah, let me know what you're running. Thank you all for watching, subbing, liking, and I will see you next time. As always, cheers.